The pod sleeve. This simple little device makes a big difference. You might not know Sam Wise, who works at Flowtoys. He's been learning to master the 3D printers and also 3D modeling, and is an avid flow artist and user of many of our props. And he really, like many people, likes the soft pod shell on some of his tubing-based props, including poi and stabs. It really concentrates the weight right at the end for a really good feel, and is also nice and soft when it hits you. But the petals, without the tri-ring that normally holds the end together, tend to flop around. And so he came up with this brilliant solution of a sort of a cone that pops onto the tube, holds the pod in place, and makes for a really nice transition. Maybe you could talk more about why you like this so much.
I fell in love with the design when I gave it a shot, looking for a better way to take the old of the pod shell and all of its genius brilliance from back in the day and to integrate it with the Vision system. But when I was doing tangles and messing around with other things, the shells would flop around and it would get caught in my tether. And so I was like, well, I think I could just solve that with a simple cone. And lo and behold, a few iterations later, we have something pretty and stylish and something that doesn't mess with your light diffusion at all. It actually makes it a really beautiful new shape. And turns out, more people than just the poi spinners have fallen in love with it. In fact, all of our Flowtoys elves here who love rope dart have absolutely fallen in love with this new shape. And we even figured out that we could put it on stabs. It's the same piece and fits right into the modular system.
One of the reasons it's so great, especially on a dart, is because dart is like the dart to be really heavy. You need a lot of weight to pull that long rope through the air, and fitting enough mass onto our regular system was difficult. Two flow masks that are about 20 grams each, you got about 40 grams there, and then the pod sleeve is actually about 30 grams, maybe 33. So it's 1.5 flow mass right there that you've added, and there's room underneath for 2 more flow masks. You can actually fit 2 flow masks under here in addition to all this, and the pod is significantly heavier than the flow cap. So if you're upgrading a rig from a flow cap rig to a pod, you've already added weight. And then if you add the sleeve on top of that, you've added weight. And if you've got flow masks and you want to put those in there as well, that gets you the heaviest, densest head that you can get on any flow tool.
And the best part is that it's still got that nice squishy pod shell feel. So when you happen to hit yourself middle of your rope dart swing, it doesn't hurt.